You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello, and welcome to Cable Quiz, the academic game show that challenges Germantown High School's brightest students. I'm your moderator, Rodney Mckinner. Cable Quiz consists of 4 3-member teams that will test their knowledge on a variety of subjects. During each game, a red team and a white team will go head-to-head in this single elimination tournament. For this week, the white team members are Stephen Holzkamp II, Achiria Cho, and Cable Patel. Stephen Holzkamp II is a freshman this year at Germantown High School. He is a member of the chess club and the trap shooting team. In his spare time, he likes to swim, sketch, study chess openings, and go cycling. Freshman Achiria Cho is a member of the Latin club. He also plays in concert band. During his spare time, he likes playing video games, reading, and studying Latin. Cable Patel is also a freshman this school year. He is a member of the chess club, STEM club, and MIT/Launch X Club. He also enjoys playing tennis, reading articles on physics, and learning coding language. For this week, the red team members are Elijah Bates, Lennox Levine Miller, and Danny Tran. Junior Elijah Bates is a member of Rho Kappa and Latin Club. He plays in the GHS Chamber Orchestra. He has also participated in a Knowledge Bowl. Lennox Levine Miller is a junior here at Germantown High. He has previously participated in Knowledge Bowl. During his spare time, he likes to read, play video games, and do research. Junior Danny Tran is a member of Beta Club, Rocket Club, and Junior Classical League. He plays in the GHS Chamber Orchestra and is on the soccer team. His spare time is spent playing the violin, playing video games, and watching movies. Now, let's take time to review the Cable Quiz rules.
Contestants compete for toss-up and bonus questions. Toss-up questions are up for grabs and teams may not confer. Buzz in first, and you've got 5 seconds to answer. If you're wrong, members of the other team get a chance. But if you're right, your team gets 5 points and a bonus question. Teams work together on the bonus questions to come up with an answer. Got the right answer, your team gets 10 more points. Points are never deducted for incorrect answers. Towards the end of the game, there is a 3-minute lightning round, in which every question is a 5-point toss-up. No bonus questions, no confirm. The team with the most points at the end of the lightning round wins.
In the case of a discrepancy, we will consult with our panel of judges, which today consists of Jordan Bernardini and Corey Tyler. Now, let's begin our first round of competition. Remember, this round ends after 18 minutes. Timekeeper, please start the clock. Good luck to both teams. For our first question, this first mention of this character appears in Geoffrey of Monmouth's History of the Kings of Britain. What is the name of the legendary king who lived at Camelot? White team?
King Arthur.
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. In 2014, engineers of what Asian country attempted to build an enormous underground frozen wall to contain the highly toxic, radioactive water that had been used to cool the nuclear reactors, destroyed by an earthquake and tsunami in 2011? The correct answer was Japan. Moving on to the next question. This dynasty conquered the Shang and encompassed the Spring and Autumn and Warring States periods. It was succeeded by the Qin dynasty. Red team?
Zhou dynasty.
That is the incorrect answer. White team, would you like to steal?
Ming dynasty.
Incorrect. The correct answer was the Zhou dynasty. Moving on. He was the only cook aboard the ship Hispaniola, but his greed and missing appendage has made him one of the most well-known characters in English literature. Identify this owner of the parrot Captain Flint and central character in Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. Red team?
Go with Blackbeard.
That is not the answer that we're looking for. White team? The answer that we were looking for was Long John Silver. Moving on. Named for the region in Congo where it was found, this incurable filovirus causes severe hemorrhaging and death in nearly 90% of cases. Red team?
Ebola.
That is correct. You get a bonus question. One recent study estimated that within the Milky Way are at least 17 billion Earth-sized planets. What is the collective name for those and all the other planets outside our solar system?
Exoplanets.
That is correct. Moving on to the next question. What is the collective name for any limb or organ attached to the body of an insect by a joint? Red team?
Arthropod. Nah, I'm sorry. Arthropodal limbs.
That is incorrect. White team?
Appendages.
That is the answer that we're looking for. You get a bonus question. All of the highest 20 peaks in the United States are in Alaska or Colorado, with the exceptions of Mount Whitney in California. In what volcanic mountain in Washington? The answer that we were looking for was Mount Rainier. Now let's take a moment to update our score. The red team is in the lead with 15 points, and the white team is close behind with 10 points. Moving on to the next question. In 1053, the Norman invader Robert Guiscard conquered Sicily and established a kingdom on the southern part of what peninsula to its north? White team?
Italy.
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. Most known exoplanets are giant planets believed to resemble similar planets in our solar system. Name any two of those four.
Jupiter.
And?
Oh, Saturn.
That is correct. Moving on to the next question. In this January 1972 incident, a civil rights march against the internment of Irishmen in British-occupied Northern Ireland went awry. What is the name given today on which 27 of the marchers were killed by British soldiers in Derry, Northern Ireland? Red team?
The Derry Massacre.
That is not the answer that we're looking for. White team? The correct answer was Bloody Sunday. Moving on to the next question. These words came into the English language from what continent? Kookaburra, Wallaroo, Wallaby, and Dingo. Red team?
Australia.
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. What are the infinitives in this line by Mark Twain? It is easier to fool people than it is to convince them that they have been fooled.
To fool and to convince.
That is correct. Moving on to the next question. What is the name of the 1861 title character obsessed with a blonde girl named Eppie? White team?
The Brady Show.
Incorrect. Red team? The correct answer was Silas Marner. Moving on to the next question. This archipelago, composed of 7 principal islands, is about 60 miles from the northwest coast of Africa. What is this island group whose name is derived from the Latin for dog, contrary to what one might think? I'm sorry, the red team busts in first.
Seychelles.
Incorrect. White team, since you already answered, you don't get this one either. The correct answer was Canary Islands. Let's take a moment to update the score. The red team is still in the lead with 30 points, and the white team is close behind with a score of 25. Moving on to the next question. Until 1971, this minimum was left up to individual states, and most had it set at 21, with a few at 18. until the 26th Amendment established it uniformly? Red team?
Drinking age?
Incorrect. White team? The correct answer was the voting age. Moving on to the next question. This is a math question, so please prepare your pencils and paper. Find X if Susie and Janie have the same amount of money. Susie has X dimes and 20 nickels. Janie has X quarters and 2 nickels. The correct answer was 6. Moving on to the next question. Milton's line, "What in vanity hath otherwise been done," conceals within it the name of this Egyptian god of magic and wisdom. White team?
Iris.
Incorrect. Red team?
Thoth.
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. What word completes this passage illustrating apostrophe? Youth is not enough, and love is not enough, and success is not enough. And if we could achieve it, enough would not be
Enough.
That is correct. Moving on to the next question. Name this man who made 24 All-Star appearances and hit 660 home runs while playing for the New York and San Francisco Giants. The correct answer was Willie Mays. Moving on to the next question. Discovered in 1516, it was first explored by Magellan in 1520 and Cabot from 1527 to 1529. Identify the South American river whose name means River of the Silver. Red team?
Rio de Plata?
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. These sites were formed in what kind of sedimentary rock? Longhorn Caverns in Texas, Cumberland Caverns in Tennessee, Secret Caverns in New York.
Limestone.
That is the answer that we're looking for. Moving on to the next question. This general name of organisms in subclass Oligochaeta refers to annelid, one of which may be named Jim. Red team?
Earthworms.
That is the answer that we're looking for. You get a bonus question. These lyrics are about what legendary American? Some say he's from Georgia, some say he's from Alabama, but it's wrote on the rock at the Big Bend Tunnel that he's an East Virginia man.
No, he's not mythical.
The correct answer was John Henry. Now let's take a moment to update our score. The red team is in the lead with 65, and the white team is really far behind with a score of 25. But I still believe in you. Moving on to the next question. Name the 13th century English document credited with being an early forerunner to Constitution. I'm sorry, but you must let me finish the question before you buzz in. Name the 13th century English document credited with being an early forerunner to constitutional law. I'm sorry, but you must let me finish the question. Name the 13th century English document credited with being an early forerunner to constitutional law that limited the rights of monarchs. Red team?
The Domesday Book, or Doomsday.
That is incorrect. White team?
The Magna Carta?
That is the answer that we're looking for. You get a bonus question. This is a haiku version of what British dystopian novel? Double plus Ungood, Big Brother Crime Stop Old Speak, Dystopic Old Think. The correct answer was 1984. Moving on to the next question. After his lengthy nap, Rip Van Winkle returns to town, and at the inn where King George's picture used to hang, he finds a portrait of whom? Red team?
George Washington.
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. You hire an auction company to sell off all your farm equipment and household possessions. The amount that you pay the auctioneer is based on a percentage of the funds generated by the sale, and it's called what? The correct answer was commission. Moving on. They are associated with cumuliform clouds and are measured by the Fujita scale. Most of them occur in the United States, especially in a region stretching from South Dakota to Texas. Name these violent rotating columns of air. Red team?
Tornadoes.
That is the answer that we're looking for. You get a bonus question. What English writer is best known for such science fiction novels as The Time Machine, The War of the Worlds, The Invisible Man, and The Island of Dr. Moreau?
H.G. Wells.
That is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. This city of nearly 700,000 people sits at the foot of the Franklin Mountains at an elevation of 3,800 feet. Home to Fort Bliss and White Sands Missile Range, name this city across the Rio Grande from Juarez, Mexico, in extreme western Texas.
New Mexico.
Incorrect. White team?
Houston.
That is also the incorrect answer. The correct answer was El Paso. Moving on to the next question. In the 1860s, Archduke Maximilian became Emperor of Mexico. What country was his homeland? Red team?
Austria.
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. What man who led the third expedition to reach the South Pole was also the first to summit the 29,028-foot mountain between Tibet and Nepal? The correct answer was Edmund Hillary. Moving on to the next question. What phrase from the Eighth Amendment describes punishments that are abusive, brutal, unconventional, and bizarre? Red team?
Cruel and unusual.
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. Name the list created by the Terrorist Screening Center that contains names of people who may not board commercial aircraft in the United States.
NRA blacklist.
Incorrect. The correct answer that we're looking for is the no-fly list. Now let's take a moment to update the score. The red team is in the lead with 95 points, and the white team is far behind with 30 points. Moving on to the next question. What is the largest city beginning with the letter A in the Mountain Time Zone, and the largest city in New Mexico? Red team?
Albuquerque.
Correct. You get a bonus question. This poem is about an event in what historical region of France? To Juneau, Sword, and Utah. Benches of renown. Also gold in Omaha. That's where the ramps went down.
What? D-Day. Oh, D-Day?
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Normandy. Moving on. Name the ocean current that flows from Florida past the Sargasso Sea to the south, across the Atlantic to northern Europe. Red team?
Gulf Current.
That is correct. You get a bonus question. Of the approximately 7,000 known species of amphibians, almost 90% of them are what kinds of creatures?
Frogs.
That is also correct. Moving on. Which book consists of the title character telling about the death of Socrates to a group of Pythagoreans? The correct answer was Phaedo. Moving on. Daughter of Polonius and brother Laertes, this is what lover of Hamlet? Red team?
Ophelia.
That is the correct answer. You get a bonus question. These lines are from whose second inaugural address? To do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace, to care for him who shall have borne the battle, to bind up the nation's wounds.
Abraham Lincoln.
That is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. This is a math question. Carolyn caught 3 fish. The mass of her grouper was 5 kilograms, which was twice the mass of her barracuda, which was 5 times more massive than her grunion. The grunion weighed how many grams? Red team?
0.2 grams.
That is incorrect. White team?
25 grams?
That is also incorrect. The correct answer was 500. According to Christian, Jewish, and Islamic tradition, Moses received the 10 Commandments on what mountain? White team?
Mount Sinai.
That is correct. You get a bonus question. When a boat enters the Mississippi River from the Gulf of Mexico and travels north, what is the first state capital this boat will pass? You can still answer.
Tallahassee.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Baton Rouge. But that bell means the first part of the game is now over. The red team is currently ahead of the white team by a score of 100 to 35. And that bell means that there has been a discrepancy with one of our questions. This was a toss-up question. The ocean current that flows across the Atlantic to northern Europe is the Gulf Stream, not Gulf Current. That takes away 5 points from the red team. The other discrepancy was also a toss-up question. The dynasty that conquered the Shang was the Zhou dynasty. That gives 5 points to the red team. The score is now 130 to 35. But when we come back, our Fast and Furious 3-minute lightning round will determine who moves on to the Cable Quiz final. Please stay with us.
It's the one time of year when the bargains come to you. Germantown High School Television's Auction 2018, right here on GHS-TV.org. Bid on great items like theater tickets, restaurant gift certificates, artist prints, and much more. Online bidding begins April 14th, and be sure to tune into the live broadcast hosted by members of the community, alumni, and students. Saturday, April 28th from 2 to 5 p.m. on GHS-TV.org. All proceeds benefit GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student TV station. Bid online and don't miss your chance to win.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Cable Quiz. I'm your moderator, Rodney Mckinner. Today we have the red team, consisting of Elijah Bates, Lennox Levine Miller, and Danny Tran, competing against the white team, made up of Stephen Hulskamp II, Achiria Cho, and Cable Patel. Now, before the lightning round, let's take a moment to talk about what happens to our contestants after Cable Quiz is completed. Our faculty sponsors will select permanent members of the Germantown High School academic team from the Cable Quiz contestants. Members are eligible for Knowledge Bowl. Winners in Knowledge Bowl are awarded savings bonds or scholarship money as they advance through the citywide competition. Once again, let's repeat our score. The red team leads by 130, with the white team behind with a score of 35. Contestants, we will now proceed to the 3-minute lightning round. Every question is worth 5 points. There is no conferring and no bonus points. Timekeeper, will you please start the clock? Now, for the first question. Friend of John Watson, this is what character created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle? White team?
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes was the correct answer. What hefty bovine mammal is the Kansas state animal? Red team?
Bison.
Bison was the correct answer. This heavy metals band's albums have included Reload and Ride the Lightning. White team?
Metallica.
Metallica was the correct answer. What is the term for the temperature at which air reaches the saturation point? Dew point was the correct answer. The lack of what vitamin may result in night blindness? White team?
C.
Incorrect. Vitamin A was the correct answer. On what continent would you find Lake Superior? Red team?
North America.
North America was the correct answer. If you have anemia, what is your blood lacking? Red team?
Blood cells.
What type of blood cells?
White.
Incorrect. Red blood cells was the correct answer. What is the largest and brightest type of star called? White team?
Blue star.
Incorrect. The correct answer was supergiant. Identify the novelist who died in 1870 before completing The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Red team?
Charles Dickens.
Correct. Charles Dickens was the correct answer. Name these large-scale creatures that sometimes have wings or breathe fire. White team?
Dragon.
Dragon was the correct answer. What is the deepest point on the planet? Red team?
Marianas Trench.
Mariana Trench is the correct answer. Within which country can two other independent countries be found? Red team?
South Africa.
Incorrect. Italy was the correct answer. The electoral Palatinate was a historic region along which river? Rhine was the correct answer. Which country has the longest coastline on the eastern coast of the Adriatic Sea? White team?
Chile.
Incorrect. Croatia was the correct answer. About which percentage of the world is covered in water? Red team?
75.
Incorrect. 70% was the correct answer. Which Canadian province produces more than half of the country's manufactured goods?
Toronto.
Incorrect. Ontario was the correct answer. St. George's Channel divides the UK from which country? White team?
Ireland.
Ireland is the correct answer. Which lake borders both Chad and Cameroon? Red team?
Lake Chad.
Lake Chad is the correct answer. What is Bolivia's constitutional capital? Red team?
Never mind, sorry.
Sucre was the correct answer. The east coast of Nicaragua is called what? The correct answer was the Mosquito Coast. Which river is the border between Costa Rica and Nicaragua? Does anyone have an answer? The correct answer was the San Juan River. And that bell means the lightning round is now over, and this edition of Cable Quiz has come to an end. The final score shows the red team victorious over the white team by the score of 155 to 55. That means the red team will advance to our final round of competition. Congratulations! If you would like more information about this or any other show on GHS-TV, please visit our website at ghstv.org. I'm Rodney Mckinner. From all of us here at GHS-TV, Germantown High School Television, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again next week for another edition of Cable Quiz.